Welcome to day 4 of me trying to get rid of my porn addiction in 120 days. The visuals you're watching right now is basically just me walking around the Gibraltar Bay. If you don't know what Gibraltar is, many people don't. It's this small country that's actually a UK territory in Spain. So it's like actually inside of Spain, but it's part of the UK. I know it's kind of like a weird little country with like a weird identity crisis, but it's actually really nice. And the video you're seeing right now is basically just me walking around the bay. So the ocean you're going to be seeing in like a minute or two is the Mediterranean Sea. So I really think it was nice. It was a nice day out. So yeah, decided to show you guys this. So enjoy. Anyways, in this video, what I'm going to be talking about is I'm going to be talking about my experience, what I'm learning about myself right now on my porn journey, how I'm trying to get rid of it and everything, how I feel, how present I am, and what I'm really discovering about myself. And yeah, I just want to get into all of those and also what you could also learn for your porn journey of you getting rid of your porn addiction as well. So that being said, I don't want to waste any of your time. Let's get straight to it. So, as I said, it's day 4. And day 4, I still don't feel like I'm getting extreme urges. Like, I don't feel like it's been a struggle for me to really just sit with myself. But there is one thing that did happen. I did get morning wood for the first time in like months, and I definitely do believe that that's a good sign that my body is definitely adapting to me being porn free, not masturbating whatsoever. And basically I believe that that's just a good sign that I'm going down the right path, because morning wood, if you guys don't know, is basically a sign that you are a healthy man. But essentially, if you don't get morning wood regularly, apparently, it means that you have low levels of testosterone. And testosterone is essentially the chemical that makes you a man. If you have higher testosterone, you are more competitive. You're willing to do things more. You're more motivated. You actually can lift heavier from the gym. Your life will just be a lot better if you have more testosterone. So the fact that I'm getting morning wood, I believe it's really good, and that being said, like, just getting off of porn, like, just the way I feel, the way I'm acting, I feel like I'm enjoying life a lot more, opposed to when I was constantly, gooning, but I feel like I'm enjoying life a lot more. I'm going on walks. I'm, really appreciating the small things. I'm reading a lot more, and I'm actually focusing. The thing is that before I couldn't even focus. I wasn't even present. Like, I couldn't even read one page without like getting distracted. And I'm telling you, I believe that that's because my dopamine receptors were so fucked from all the porn that I was watching. On top of that, I was eating junk food. I was also just scrolling along social media. It's like, think about it. I had the 3 infinity stones of fucking like addictions right there. The only thing I wasn't doing was like smoking. But like apart from that, I was already doing short form content. I was already gooning all day. So yeah, seeing an improvement in my focus, seeing an improvement in my overall happiness has been a really big shock for me. And it's only been 4 days. It's only been 4 days. Like, right now, I'm just imagining how my life will be like in 2 weeks if I keep this up, and it's not a matter of when I keep this up, because I'm really determined to get rid of this porn addiction. I'm telling you right now, if you're currently struggling with porn, consider this. Porn is ruining your life. And I don't say this for you to get scared. I don't say this to say that, oh yeah, like, bro, if you're watching porn, you're a bad person. No. I believe that we are victims. People who have been addicted to porn, people who are addicted to lust, not only porn. Let's say you're scrolling through Instagram and you see a hot girl that you're attracted to, and she's like shaking some ass. We are victims of this modernization of lust. Lust is so normal nowadays, and I believe that Lust is the ultimate enemy. It's not porn. Porn is terrible, don't get me wrong, but it's really just the modern day. We are such a sexualized society. It's like in our face now. It's like, what are we going to do? So you already just putting this intention of you trying to get rid of porn, you're already setting yourself apart from many, many people. You're a diamond in the rut. You think that the average person right now wants to get rid of their porn addiction, get more out of life, become more productive, be happier? No, they're a victim. They're just there. They're okay with their life. They're going about their life on autopilot. They're literally AI. So you trying to get rid of your porn addiction is already you setting yourself apart from many people. So if you are trying to get rid of your porn addiction, put your hand up and say that you are the fucking man, because you are. You want more out of life. You don't want to just be this guy who's just chained to porn, prisoner to lust. So have some pride, man. Start seeing yourself as in a better light, because I'm telling you, this porn journey, you getting rid of porn it's not easy. It's not going to be easy, but you already putting the intention of getting rid of porn is already putting you a step closer every time to get rid of this porn addiction. But anyways, in a nutshell, I just feel really great already, and it's only day 4. I can't wait to see how I feel in a few weeks from now, a few months from now. So yeah. Apart from that, I'm learning a lot about myself in this journey. I'm really learning more about what I really like, who I really am. I've noticed that I really like reading. I really like reading. I really like being active, and something that I really want to get back into is playing soccer. When I was in high school, I really loved soccer, but I felt like this addiction, porn, not only porn, just also just eating junk food, being around toxic people, like all these things has stopped me from going back to the thing I love, my passion, which was soccer. I really love soccer, and that's something that I want to get back into. I want to start doing it at least like on a weekly basis, playing pickup games, even just like juggling the ball around and just kicking the ball around for a bit. Because what I've noticed is that when we start stepping back from the modern day, we stop hanging around toxic people telling you to stop being realistic, people who are encouraging your addictions that you have. Like, for example, if you're addicted to alcohol, if you're addicted to porn, they're just telling you, like, oh yeah, it's not that big of a deal, dude. Like, I do it as well. When you finally just sit by yourself, be alone, and finally say, enough is enough, you start discovering what you really like. It's like, a way I like to say is that you start discovering your inner child, the things that naturally you're drawn to. Me being off of porn, I've realized that life is something that was meant to be lived with no regrets. Obviously don't be doing shit. Like, don't be harming people. Don't be like gooning all day because, it's only one life. I don't know. Life is meant to be lived. You're supposed to go out there, like, discover who you really are. And as I said, when you finally get rid of all these addictions, you start discovering who you really are without the devil, just clouding your judgment, destroying your body. But when you start really honing in on this addiction, really trying to get rid of it, you start realizing that, fuck, okay, this is what I like. But, oh, I really like this. You start rediscovering the things that you liked in the past and also discovering new things that you like. And that's how you're supposed to live life. Live life without any regrets. Be as healthy as you possibly can, and just live with intention. Because what porn does to you, what addictions do to you, is they keep you stale. You're not going to improve as a person as much if you're just comfortable with having a porn addiction. But that being said, what I also want to say is, if you fail, it's okay. Don't get upset that you failed if you relapsed, because I'm going to tell you something. When I was 17, this is when I've really started taking seriously NoFap. But I failed probably over 100 times. But what I wasn't doing was I wasn't journaling. I wasn't meditating. I wasn't really putting any intention to getting rid of this porn addiction. So if you relapse, If you fail, that's okay. What you need to do is you need to start journaling. You need to start really thinking. Why did I relapse? Was I on the bed? Was I on my bed just scrolling on Instagram, looking at girls that I found attractive? Was I indulging in a thought about like a lustful thought? And then after that led me to just go on my phone. Then yeah, just notice patterns. Start really taking this seriously and start journaling. Because what this does is it makes you more aware of things that you're doing that's leading up to you relapsing. So for example, for me, what I would like when I would relapse, it was mainly when I would go in my bed, I'd go on Instagram and I'd start, like obviously my feed was full of girls. I was a porn addict. So I'd go on Reels, and then after that I'd relapse. So what I started doing was, instead of like going to my bed, I'd try and be outside all day and just be off my phone as much. For you, it could be different. Whatever it is for you, just really think, really put intention. And I recommend having an urge journal. Every time you get an urge, really think. But anyways, that's all for day 4. Tune in tomorrow for day 5. As you can see right now, this is the Mediterranean Sea. It's really nice. Gibraltar, I really recommend you guys go to Gibraltar once. But anyways, just peace out.